Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer Mulholland. This is Jeff Shuck. We are the co-leaders of Plenty, and we wanted to share some advice for social impact and cause marketing leaders in this current state of the coronavirus spread. We are getting asked by a lot of our clients that we have a mix of both of for-profit companies and a lot of nonprofit organizations about what to do with their existing cause marketing and social impact programs. And so our intention is to share some of that advice that we're having in those one-off discussions with our clients, with you all who may not know about us or who may be asking the same questions. So one of the things that we've been talking about is to first assess if your campaign or your program is large enough to contain an authentic COVID-19 response. So this idea is if you have a large enough platform that can include an authentic, meaningful, and connective to response to what is happening now, we encourage you to use it. We encourage you to focus your messaging and focus your impact on the here and now. What is relevant? What is needed? What help is needed from your community who care about your cause? If not, we encourage you to step back and to have some meaningful, real conversations with your staff, with your teams, with your board, with your leaders and your managers about what feels right. What feels right to do now? What is your community needing and wanting? And what do you see personally within yourself and within your team members that is kind of sparking action, is sparking the need to respond in a here and present way?
It's a tricky conversation, and we I think are starting to appreciate it more and more the more of these conversations we have. We have clients that have really robust existing cause marketing programs that they're really proud of, but their team members are coming to them and saying, wait, what are we doing for people in New York and New Jersey? And we only have a limited number of resources, particularly with what has happened to the economy in the last couple of weeks. So that's where this idea of is there a way to weave it in so you can be relevant, but don't abandon the work that you've done? And this depends on what your core cause marketing or social impact program was in the first place. If you're providing meals to needy families, there's a very, very real and elegant and relevant way to talk about that same program and say, now the need is more pronounced than ever. If you're doing something else that's equally as noble, but maybe a little less relevant to COVID, it's harder to figure out how to reconcile those two. So here's the second piece of advice is, at Plenty we say hope needs help. You may have to let go of the gymnastics, right? If you have an urge from your management or from your team members or your supply chain to help, and it's not particularly elegantly integrated into what you're already doing, maybe just let go of trying to integrate it. Certainly don't pull back on helping, because, leading with service and leading with actually genuinely making a difference will always be better for your business than any messaging gymnastics you could do. So, again, the first point that Jen made is if you can fit it in, do it and help. If you can't fit it in, that doesn't mean don't help. It means maybe just let go of acknowledging the crisis that's hit everyone doesn't make you, inelegant. It makes you responsive.
Yeah, and our clients are conscious leaders like yourselves who really deeply care about making this world better. And there's no better time to listen and to respond and to act than right now. As Jeff said, there's hope needs help more than ever, and it's going to take a collective effort to do so. So we need conscious leaders means that we're awake, we're aware, and we're intentional. And so the tone of our messaging is going to really needs to be on point. It needs to be thoughtful. it needs to be mindful right now more than ever. You can see it in the commercials that are coming, that were ads that were bought a long time ago before COVID and now are still running, and they just seem so off point. So it's an invitation to be really intentional with your messaging and intentional with your response. We just recorded another kind of video that we'll link to about the need to ask, the need to listen to your community of constituents about what they need and tailor your message to that, whether it's in, cleaning up the oceans and the environment, or whether it's helping to treat and cure cancer. Like, what do your specific um, constituents need right now that can really help your organization, your cause, and your community collectively, um, with intention and an appropriate response.
I love that point. And that also means listening to the groups that to which you want to donate, and asking them, well, what kind of help is actually needed. And it may surprise you. We're working with groups. A lot of our nonprofit clients have been totally overwhelmed by demand for resources in interesting ways that might not seem overly glamorous or overly interesting, but they're real logistical issues. There's real supply chain issues. So again, the idea here is just to help first, maybe letting go of the need for it all to be super clever or super elegant or overly messaged, leading with service. And that brings us to maybe one of the last points, which is, for the time being, it maybe think of it like an and. So it's not, should we help the COVID response, or should we continue our existing cause marketing or social impact program? The answer is yes. There's so much need right now that we might all just need to do more. And leading with that, leading with, hey, we just want to help, is going to grow your business in ways that you could never anticipate if you try to overly message it or overly fit it into your comms architecture.
Yeah, focusing on the and is really important right now, because it will help fortify our ability to adapt and to respond to what we can't see yet. There's going to be more change that's coming, whether it's prudent to have our events in July, or maybe those are in the fall. Like, the timeline's pushing out, and we just don't know. And so what we're hearing ourselves share with our clients is really taking what we call a bifurcated strategy. On one level, continuing your plan if you have a fall event, for example, or a late summer experience, but you also then create an opportunity to virtualize your engagement, to create a way to connect with your community now. How are you supporting them? How are you engaging them? How are you fortifying your current community that cares about the cause that you do, and not wait a few months, because they need you more than ever? And the insight, what we like to say, the wisdom is in the collective. They have the answers for you and your organization as much as you have for them. And so our hope is that in this time of change, that we can be nimble and agile and really awake and aware as conscious leaders, as we make the best decisions for our cause marketing programs, our peer-to-peer events, and whatever campaign you're planning.
So I think we'll leave you with this thought. We're all learning that, government has a huge role in this crisis, but there's a limit to what government can do. And we need the social sector, and we need the business sector, and we need conscious leaders like you to step up and fill the gaps, because there's a lot of them. So thanks for watching. Thanks for what you're doing. And we're here to help if you need a thought partner on what to do now and what to do later.
Thanks so much.